Good morning, I am Ned Kelly. Today is Tuesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. I just got done watching a YouTube video, an interview, Chris Martinson of chrismartinson.com with Scott Cahill, an engineer, designer, builder, about dams, specifically the Oroville, California dam, which is failing, possibly failing. We're not sure what's going to happen right now, but we do know that almost about 200,000 people were evacuated over the weekend. So it started with a little bit of, precaution. There's one of the sluways is starting to fail. We can switch over to the emergency way to let the water out, basically, and that was failing. So they went back to the initial one. And as it says in the interview, at first, people were told, no, everything's fine, we're safe. And then all of a sudden, you have to evacuate. So my first point that I want to make to anyone listening to me today is do not trust the government. Please do not trust the government or the mainstream media for that, if you haven't been told that recently. Just a reminder. The second thing I want to talk about is the idea of being an optimist in the middle of a disaster or potential disaster. So people who may have said early on, you should get out, you should evacuate, they may have been looked at as, oh, you're a pessimist, you're being negative, there's no need for alarm. But if people had listened to them, they would have had a couple extra days to evacuate, to plan what they're going to take. Instead, it was, for most people there, it was very last minute and they had to just run out with just whatever they had. Think about the Titanic. Just after the iceberg had been hit, if someone was saying, hey, maybe we should run for the lifeboats, they may have been thought of as a pessimist, but as it turned out, they would have been an optimist. If it turns out that the ship is sinking, if you're the one saying, hey, maybe we can make it to the lifeboats, you actually are an optimist. So what does that mean? 2017, United States of America, the state of the economy, the state of perpetual war that we're in. Some people like myself and others are saying we're not in a good way as a country, as a society. There's some stuff that is really wrong, and there is possibly going to be some sort of huge financial meltdown. There's going to be some sort of repercussions. People my age and younger do not expect to be, or should not expect to be, receiving Social Security when they retire, for one example. Anyway, where am I going with this? To be honest, I don't really know. I'm mostly posing a question. In times of disaster, potential disaster, what does being an optimist look like? You want to be a realist? You want to stay positive. You want to focus on potential possible solutions to the problems at hand. And you don't want to just be airy-fairy and pretend there is nothing wrong. So perhaps my listeners, my viewers can help me with feedback and comments about this. How does one stay an optimist? And who turns out to be an optimist if you are on the Titanic? My blessings to everyone in Oroville and California, in that area. I hope this all works out for the very, very best, with people safe and the environment as safe as possible. And my blessings to everyone in our current, whatever this situation is. Stay strong and peace.